Hey pals, this is Soul here to get you filled up on what is up this week in Warcraft. Be sure to help the YouTube algorithm by liking this video and subscribing for more content. First, we've got to talk about a notable hotfix that maybe you couldn't care less about, but sets the stage for a lot of future speculation. But if you've been pretty hardcore in one or both playstyles, you've probably been irritated that 1, your Valor and Conquest cap pretty fast and that feels bad, and 2, you're capping because there isn't anything worthwhile to spend your currencies on anyway. In 9.15, there's a Valor and Conquest dump that lets you buy stuff for yourself or for your alts, but what this also does is set a precedent that after a certain amount of time, in this case 18 weeks after Season 2 started, the WoW team doesn't see much of a point in having these caps. They said it themselves in a recent statement that, as the weeks go by and the cap increases, we reach a point where there's no longer a dominant advantage in gear acquisition with grinding Conquest and Valor, and it's friendlier to simply remove the cap entirely for those who are catching up or gearing alt until the next season begins. In the context of right now, lifting the cap is nice, but it's like a wet noodle of excitement because what you spend this excess currency on isn't all that exciting. But it has huge implications for future patches and expansions that I'm really excited to talk about in a video that I should have ready maybe later this week, so stay tuned. Patch 9.15 has been out for a week, and while like all patches we got off to a wobbly start, many players are sort of rediscovering the game through the lenses of the different covenants, whether it's to seek power or cosmetics, probably cosmetics. But Renown and Anima is what's on most people's minds, so I'm going to give a brief talk through of how I'm taking it on. It's not the most optimal or efficient path, but I've managed to stay on track so far. My goal is to reach 80 on every covenant once to unlock account-wide appearances, the mounts, the mogs, and the pets. To this end, I use the Renown boost tokens to jumpstart to 40 on the covenants that I just joined. For the Renown and the appearances, I completed each of the Covenant campaigns like a total psycho. It turns out that the Covenant weekly quests to collect anima and souls are unique to each Covenant, so I did those on all 3 while leveling. And then I chose a Covenant to focus on. In my case, it was the Night Fae. While in this Covenant, I did the Korthia weekly, the Faction Assault, the 2 world bosses, and every Covenant calling I can get. So I'm basically focusing on the most guaranteed Renown. I can do raids and dungeons and Torghast and PvP if I want to, if I want to really hard grind it, but I'd rather do those because I want to do those activities, not because I want Renown. And as I'm doing this Renown stuff, I'm getting boatloads of anima to trade between covenants and redeem souls for my sanctums. Once I get my Renown capped and sanctums where I want them to be, I hope to wind down to a more relaxed state for the rest of the expansion, focusing on appearances and mounts when I feel like it, with a bit of focus on getting extra grateful offerings from easy to obtain places. Let's move on to what is up this week. Time Walking returns with Warlords of Draenor. One important thing to point out is that the rotation has slightly changed. The Iron Docks dungeon has been taken out of the rotation, replaced by Grim Rail Depot. Otherwise, it's the same romp through old content with characters outside of time. This also means 1 more month until the 2-week Time Walking event for Legion, including Time Walking Mythic Plus and the Mage Tower. We're at 2 weeks in a row where the PvP brawl is as advertised, woohoo. This week's expected brawl is Deep 6, where mid-sized battlegrounds are given that intimate feel. Pray for a strong healer and good luck. In Mythic Plus world, the affixes are Tyrannical, Bursting, and Volcanic, so okay, not bad. Bursting is the thing where you take damage when mobs die. Volcanic means watch the ground. This combo is mostly about balancing mob control, line of sight, and healer throughput. If the healer can handle it, then go. If they can't handle it, then wait. Meanwhile, bosses shouldn't feel very different, so overall you can consider this week a push for your Tyrannical score. Towards the end of this week is the start of the 17-year anniversary of the World of Warcraft. Expect some random nostalgia, 1 or 2 surprises, transmog to collect, and maybe the Korok's Revenge Battleground event that helped players gain some pretty early leveling experience. Finally, even with patch 9.15 barely a week out, we're already on watch for a patch 9.2 announcement, after lovely face person Mr. GM pointed out that encrypted builds are being deployed somewhere. Personally, I don't expect an announcement as soon as this week, but probably sometime during the anniversary window. To my limited knowledge, there may not be like some big media summit with an embargo or, nothing like that. So when news does drop, it's going to be sudden. So stay tuned right here on this channel for coverage, reactions, and the usual awkward takes. Thanks for visiting, don't forget to hit that like button, and I hope to see you through the week, whether it's in future videos or streams or social media. Until next time folks, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.